Hey guys, it's Jacob and Mario, and today we're going to be talking about anime video games, mostly the mainstream ones, and what's good and bad about them, and we're just going to do a big old breakdown.
Yay.
As the gaming expert of the channel, you pretty much came to me and said, what's the deal with anime games?
Yeah, because I don't really play that many. I do play other games a lot, but I find that because I don't own a PlayStation, and it's kind of hard to, like, especially the really Japanese games where they don't have like an English sort of translation for it, kind of hard to get into. So
definitely very difficult. And well, PlayStation, the prime example, pretty much all anime or Japanese RPG style games are PlayStation exclusive.
Makes me sad.
It's frustrating. And that's mostly because Sony, Japanese company, we get a little bit on Nintendo, and I'm about to sneeze. All right, be prepared for that. It's coming up. And it's difficult because when I went over to Japan a few months ago, I saw so many games over there that were all anime related and these amazing sort of anime-esque adventures that just seemed incredible, that have never once been spoken to me in English before. And you need to import with a Japanese PlayStation to even begin to be able to play it.
Yep.
And that issue is problematic because Xbox doesn't really have much. Xbox doesn't have a very good foothold in Japan.
They got nothing.
The Xbox One actually did relatively well over there in comparison to other Xboxes. It took a long time to sell over 1 million units, which was disappointing. So there's not much support for them.
Yeah, we shouldn't get too far into that console war because people will be like, "Oh my god, PlayStation!"
Well, it's just Xbox is an American company, and Sony and Nintendo are Japanese companies.
End
of story.
Microsoft, did they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So therein lies the fact that Xbox only gets your big mainstream, like Shonen Jump games. So they've got the My Hero Academia game, they've got the Narutos, they've got the Dragon Balls. They haven't got One Piece. Great. Oh, actually, they have one One Piece game that I could find on the Xbox Marketplace.
I barely have seen any of these games. So
One Piece, The Burning Blood.
Right, okay.
Yes. But one of the other main issues that I've found with anime at the moment, or at least anime gaming at the moment, is that the prices don't go down. If you would, we looked at it the other day, the Attack on Titan games were close to $100 still to buy fresh.
Yeah. This is Australian, by the way,
Australian dollars,
it's like around 60 US.
Yeah. 60 US, which equates to anywhere to 80 to 100 Australian dollars.
It's ridiculous, though.
Gaming over here is hard.
Yeah. But a lot of money.
It's frustrating because the Attack on Titan game, even the first one, not the second one, which only came out last year, the one that came out in 2016, is still the same price as it was when it released. And we have that issue with a lot of Nintendo games. So Pokemon, you still are buying Pokemon like X and Y and Sun and Moon at the same price that they released.
And that really is a big thorn for if they're trying to do anything in Australia. It's like Australians, gamers and stuff are less inclined to buy it if it's like that.
Which means people don't really take chances on anime games as much because they're almost all the same.
Yeah. This is maybe a factor why they don't lower the price, especially in Australia.
I mean, it's an issue because if you look at the My Hero Academia game, the One Piece game, the Naruto game, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse, they are all done by Bandai Namco, or Namco Bandai. Whichever way they're saying their words now. They change every 6 months. It's frustrating. It's all pretty much just skin swaps. It's palette swaps. It's 3D open world adventure fighting. So it's 2 to 3 people in an arena, running around with locked cameras on each other, jumping, firing, the same buttons even. Anime games aren't pushing the limits like other games are, which is why when an Attack on Titan comes around, which is essentially Dynasty Warriors but with these huge boss fights where you need to hit very specific points and it almost becomes a timing and rhythm game, it's amazing. It's fascinating. It's a whole new shift in the dynamic because it's not two people staring each other down and slowly walking in a closer circle until they've got their ultimates charged up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's frustrating. And I think that's why Dragon Ball Fighters, Fighter Z, however people want to say it, did so well because it copied that classic Street Fighter style of 2D plane fight. There's no flying, there's no hiding behind bits of terrain, it's just two fighters duking it out and it looked just like the anime. Which was really cool. But it's frustrating that they all seem to be the same and I don't understand why. And it's really pushing away a solid audience. Even the Gundam games are the exact same.
Yeah.
And Gundam has so much potential. But it is just two people jumping in an arena with locked cameras, 3D, wandering around each other, firing. Like, there's nothing to it.
It's almost just like, let's just make the bare minimum game here. And like, because it has something to do with this anime that's been really popular, people will just buy it.
It's, this took off faster than we expected. Hey, can you palette swap this for this? Sweet. How long will that take? 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
All right, slap $100 on it and send it. Like, that's honestly how it feels. And it's a shame because we don't have variety. You pretty much just pick the same game depending on whichever characters you like the most. And it's frustrating. And the only real alternative you have is playing like Japanese games that aren't anime related, like your Ni no Kunis or your Dragon Quest, which is art design and direction done by Akira Toriyama. So they look like Dragon Ball anyway. But you've got these weird third-party anime-adjacent JRPGs that go for 300 hours and are almost always the same and almost never in English.
Yeah.
So that can be an issue for a lot of people. And going even further from that, we have porn games on Steam.
Not exactly porn games.
Mostly. Alright, dating games on Steam.
Yeah. I mean, there was a big thing about that where Steam was trying to ban all those type of games. And they gave them like, here's like 5 hours, get this change, or some bullshit number. Yeah. And it's like, we can't do that.
Which of the studios then ended up having patches on the game websites to download the nudie versions.
There was some of that though, but a lot of it, then it just ended up getting retracted because Steam was like, wait, there's tons of people going, this is bullshit,
There's a lot of people that were actually really into those games.
Yeah, and really mad. And especially, what was the biggest one there? Hunipop.
Oh, yeah,
Hunipop. Where they were just like, we sort of like made Steam like a lot better than what...
Yeah.
Like, we gave you so much traffic.
There's a lot to be said for those weird anime dating sims. And I really don't know much about them. I played Hatoful Boyfriend, and that's the most anime dating sim I've ever got. God, I really felt for those birds.
Yeah,
but like aside from that, I don't really know too much about that side because I try and stick in the mainstream. As much as I complain that they're all the same game with different palette swaps, I still have the One Piece game and the Naruto game and the Dragon Ball game and the Gundam game. They're fun and I love them. And the My Hero Academia game that just came out is exactly the same.
I really need to start playing more of these games. I didn't realize how many of these games were out.
The best part is the value, because you buy one and you get them all. Because you know exactly what you're going to get if you buy any of the others, because they're just palette swaps of each other.
Same stuff. It's like, look at this, let's just change it. Okay, all good.
Even the brand new super team-up, most ambitious crossover in entertainment history, Jump Force, which is all the Jump characters on Earth in real life, Super Saiyan Blue Goku versus Golden Frieza in the middle of Paris, destroying the Eiffel Tower in their rage, is still the same game. But it's all done to be pretty much photorealistic. it's still the same game. There's no push in this industry for more, for change. Sure, the engines get better. They use the latest version of Unreal so that their rocks break better.
I mean,
or you can see the particles better. But it's still the same.
Well, I think that's a problem in the gaming genre alone. Like stuff like Call of Duty or whatever. A lot of people could be like, "Oh, this is the same shit."
Yeah.
Over and over and over.
And it is. And it comes down to those tiny little refinements, and the people that like it love it.
Yeah, so they'll play the new version because everyone else is playing it. Cause it's
and
cool.
The new version should at least bring something new. But the problem is, a Call of Duty and a Battlefield, whilst fundamentally both shooters that are close to identical, at least play somewhat differently. Like Battlefield is your huge teams, where it's long and methodical.
Don't you have usually with Battlefield? You have vehicles and stuff in there.
Yeah, like 16 plus. The maps are huge.
Yeah.
Whereas Call of Duty's like 8 dudes on a map. It takes about 3 bullets to kill someone. In Battlefield, you can hide, you can heal. It takes forever to really like get knocked down, and that's an issue because at least they're somewhat different. The only difference you have is whether or not you're going to hit someone with a Rasengan or shoot a Kamehameha at them. And whilst that does seem aesthetically enough, it really isn't for a lot of the people that have bought these games and been burnt by it. So I'm worried that the industry is just stagnant.
Maybe we should start doing some reviews or something for these games. Yeah.
We should start playing them and trying to bring a little bit more life to it.
Yeah.
Not to completely belittle these games. They're fun. It's just the value isn't quite there.
Yeah. But especially if you're having to pay full price forever on it.
The only way you're going to pay less, and thankfully
a discount or something.
Places like EB Games are smart about this. If they're pre-owned.
Oh yeah.
I was standing in EB Games today before we were recording. EB Games is the GameStop.
I think they have EB Games in the US
EB Games is Canadian.
Oh, right.
Used to be Babbage's, became EB Games, but it's owned.
Yeah, whatever gaming shop you have in your country.
GameStop. Yeah. So I was looking at the Attack on Titan 2, the game that came out this year, and on the shelf it was $99. In the basket right next to it, pre-owned, it was $28.
It was literally the exact same game with barely any problems.
Exact same game with no problems.
They clean the disc and everything.
They don't buy discs that don't work.
Yeah.
And the retailers know that they can't sell it for that much anymore. So
I mean, they could get away with it though. Really, the only downside you would probably have with a pre-owned is maybe the booklet or whatever that comes with it. And
booklets pretty much
you can just buy another one
5 years ago.
I know, yeah, but you can just buy another one for $5, and it's in they go, $100.
It's
because you can't tell the difference. You just can't.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But at least they do it.
Yeah, it's good to see that. But even when you're trying to buy digitally, you're paying way too much. So it's almost impossible to play anime games on Steam. If you try and keep a digital-only library like I do with my PlayStation and Xbox, I need to pay full price, even though it's full price or $25 if I walk in and buy a disc. So and they don't get any of that $25. That goes to the game store. So it's insane that they're cannibalizing themselves in this way. As someone who loves the gaming industry and has dreamed of being a game journalist for a long time and has studied and been part of the industry for so long, I don't understand this. This makes no sense to me. And as someone who loves games, I don't get it.
It's the business. Business is how they want to do it, but it'll catch up to them eventually.
Yeah, and somehow dating sims just do much better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're pretty fun, I guess, and a lot of people, I don't know, I don't want to say it for everyone, but a lot of people are lonely and stuff, so these dating games do bring a girlfriend. Talking about lonely, I'm single.
You hear that? Loyal viewers?
Oh no. Don't even get into that yet.
That said, Galgun Double Piece is a work of art and everyone should buy that no matter what.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's pretty much all we really have to say about that.
Literally, reskins, all the businesses are idiots. Let's just leave it at that.
Anime games is kind of messed up.
Yeah.
So support at your own risk.
Yeah.
But we will continue to do so anyway, because fighting as your favorite characters will never not be fun. Anyways, guys, any of your favorite anime games, throw them down in the comments. We will chat with you guys. You know we love to. And we will see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Peace.